This is Evolving Us.
Scotch Whiskey Edition.
Our first day in Scotland, we went to this little town that we stayed in, and the house we were staying was this little house. Had like a vibrant red door. You walk in, the ceilings were super low, and all the older houses in this little town have names, and our name was Kennelmaker. And the people who owned Kennelmaker actually owned the whiskey distillery down the road. So a perk staying at Kennelmaker was that you got to get a free tour inside the distillery.
So how you make whiskey is you get the barley and you grind it up in like a giant pepper grinder. And then you put it into boiling hot water and you boil it over and over and over again. Then you add the yeast into this giant big barrel. And then you put it into an even bigger container that's like a rose gold color. And then you boil that over and over and over again. And then you put it into a barrel and let it sit for a few years. And then that's how you make the whiskey. One of my favorite parts at the whiskey distillery was the downstairs area where they would keep all the whiskey, and you could just see rows and rows of whiskey, and you could see like as far as you could see. And so I loved the smell when you walk in. You're just like, that smells so good. One of my favorite parts is that like when you look in, you can see all the different like dates of when those were put into barrels. You could see if it was like, oh, you just made that yesterday, or like, oh, that's coming out yet tomorrow. And so like it's super cool when you can see all those different things, and then they use the barrels over and again. And so that was my favorite room.
And my favorite room was the room that it was really cool because it was kind of tucked away. It was kind of like locked doors, couldn't really see inside of it. So the lady took us in, and as soon as you walk in, it's kind of like a dark room. It was super cool because it kind of had a feel of like a lab and like an old grandpa's garage. Where you walk in, there was like this big table full of bottles, and there was temperature gauges, and there was flowers in a pot, and there was like the big light in the top that was shining down on the table. And then behind the table, they had like just shelves of whiskey and stuff like that. And so the lady there gave us like whiskey tastings, but not us because it's kind of legal.
Just a little bit.
So I gave our parents a sample of whiskey, and they said it was really good. They gave us the option to get apple juice, orange juice. And knowing my siblings, they all got orange juice. But I wanted to try to be a little bit different, so I got some apple juice. Apple juice. It was love at first taste. At that moment I knew that I would always and forever love apple juice. How I got this far in life without trying apple juice, I don't know. But now it's all I want to drink. So I went to a whiskey distillery and discovered apple juice. Don't judge, it's just what happened. I love you, apple juice, and I always will.
Oh my gosh, this is so funny. So the distillery was an amazing thing, very educational for the kids, and we got to get some whiskey. And of course, when you make whiskey, you got to drink whiskey.
So we met these amazing people in Scotland, Laura and John, and they took us in and welcomed us into their community and into their family. So we went to this amazing place. I can't remember the name of it. Brewhemia. And so it was Oktoberfest. So everybody was dressed in lederhosens, and the band was dancing on the tables. So it was very like concert-esque, like it just felt like you were in the middle of a concert. but there was no stage. Everybody was in the concert. So we were dancing on tables alongside the people that were in the band. Crazy fun night.
And to be around a bunch of Scots having such a great evening, nothing is better than that.
It was great. Thanks, Scotland.
Thanks, Scott.